Hello everyone, Jason Momoa, the charismatic actor whose larger-than-life screen presence in Aquaman, Justice League, and Game of Thrones made him a global superstar, has always seemed to embody a rare blend of Hollywood fame and rugged authenticity, presenting himself not only as a movie hero, but as a man deeply connected to his Hawaiian roots, passionate about motorcycles, the ocean, and environmental causes. Yet, recent reports and whispers surrounding his estate have revealed details that are far less glamorous than the carefully curated image fans have long adored. Because what investigators, insiders, and close associates claim to have found behind the gates of his home is not good at all, painting a picture of neglect, hidden struggles, and troubling contradictions that suggest Momoa's private life may be unraveling in ways that few could have imagined. For years, Momoa has spoken about his love of simple living, about building a sustainable lifestyle rooted in family, creativity, and nature. And his estate was often showcased as a symbol of that ethos, featuring eco-friendly designs, wide-open spaces filled with motorcycles, surfboards, and artistic projects that reflected his unique personality. But when observers began digging deeper, what they discovered was a startling contrast to that free-spirited narrative, as parts of the property reportedly showed signs of financial strain, abandoned projects, and mismanagement, fueling speculation that the actor, despite his rising fame, had been struggling to keep up with the demands of Hollywood, the costs of maintaining his image, and the personal turmoil that followed his public separation from Lisa Bonet, a woman with whom he shared over a decade of life and 2 children, and whose absence seems to have left a visible void not only in his heart, but in the very fabric of his daily existence. Those closest to the situation describe the estate as a strange mix of sacred and chaotic, with Hawaiian cultural artifacts and spiritual symbols sitting alongside cluttered rooms, disorganized belongings, and half-finished projects, as though Momoa himself has been torn between 2 worlds. One where he clings to his roots, and another where fame, wealth, and pressure pull him in directions that leave him fractured and unsettled. Rumours also suggest that hidden within the estate's walls are financial documents pointing to failed ventures, investments gone wrong, and mounting expenses that may have been quietly draining his resources. A revelation that has left fans shocked because Momoa has always projected the image of someone unconcerned with money or material excess. Yet behind the curtain, it seems even he has not been immune to the traps of Hollywood excess. Even more disturbing are the whispers of reckless behavior, nights of heavy partying, and tensions with associates who claim that the once grounded star has been losing touch with the principles that made him so beloved, a shift that can be read not just in the physical state of his home, but in the energy of his life itself. What is most unsettling about these discoveries is that they highlight the very real cost of fame, because while fans see the red carpets, the movie premieres, and the magazine spreads, they rarely see the toll it takes on someone who is constantly pulled between maintaining a brand and preserving their soul. And in Momoa's case, the state of his estate has become a metaphor for that tension, a once proud sanctuary now reflecting the cracks in his private life. Online, fans have reacted with shock and sadness, with some defending him as a man going through inevitable hardships and others expressing disappointment that their hero may not be living up to the values he so often preached. But whether sympathetic or critical, the conversation underscores how invested the public has become in Jason Momoa's image as not just a star, but as a symbol of authenticity. And now that image has been shaken. Momoa himself has not directly addressed the specific claims, offering only cryptic statements in interviews about personal change, struggle, and renewal, which leaves the public both intrigued and uneasy, wondering how much of the story is true and how much is simply the product of gossip amplified by his celebrity status. But what cannot be denied is that the revelations about his estate force us to see him not as a larger-than-life figure, but as a man wrestling with the same demons of loss, financial strain, and identity crisis that plague so many others. Now is whether this moment will serve as a wake-up call for Momoa, pushing him to confront the reality behind the myth, to rebuild not just his home but his sense of purpose, or whether it will mark the beginning of a darker chapter where fame consumes him entirely. And in either case, the truth is sobering. What they found in Jason Momoa's estate is not good, and it has shattered the illusion that even the most heroic of stars are immune to the struggles that come with being human, leaving fans to grapple with a new narrative that the real Jason Momoa may be far more complex, troubled, and vulnerable than the Aquaman we thought we knew. Thanks for watching.